Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our Tielemans career mode here. Obviously, like I said in the previous episode, if you guys did not see that one, we are only doing Champions League games so long as we're playing with Anderlecht, or Europa League games if that's where we end up at the second half of the season if we are still in the club. Hopefully going to be moving on from the club in the next transfer window. A little different than I originally was planning, but I'm just not enjoying playing with this team. I feel like I'm trying to do too much, and I don't have enough talent around me to kind of help the play style I need from a central midfielder position. So against PSG here, obviously we lost the first leg, and I think we lost the first leg of almost all the games that we played. So we definitely had to make sure we were grabbing points again to make sure we lock up the third place position so that we can get into the Europa League. But as this game comes down, it was a difficult game, but nothing too crazy. It was definitely a lot. It felt a lot better than the previous leg did, or the previous match did rather. Which is a little odd saying obviously you're playing against PSG, one of the best teams in the game, but they weren't playing at their best potential. But here in the 21st minute, they actually managed to get a little bit of a cheesy goal. The ball just ends up bouncing around a lot, and nobody ends up clearing the ball, and Thiago Silva is just able to knock the ball into the back of the net. So we go 1-0 down pretty early on into the game, and had me a little worried at that point. Like I said, the first 20 minutes were going pretty well. I felt like they weren't playing that strongly. We were still contesting with them pretty well, and I figured it would be a pretty even game throughout, but ended up not turning out that way in the 22nd minute. But here in the 26th minute, I actually worked my way into the box, put it on my left foot, and just knock it into the bottom left corner. So tying the game back up 4 minutes later, I guess, just kind of made me feel a little bit better in terms of me thinking, okay, this isn't that good of a team right now. They're really not in form. I think we can win or at least draw this game. And that is the second goal for Tielemans in the Champions Cup. So we're playing well. Obviously, playing in the regular Belgium league, it's boring. Mainly, obviously, as I said in the last episode, which is why I'm not really showing games. Yeah, there's sparks of brilliance here and there, but like what the goals that they want me to pull off are just way too difficult to do in a central defensive mid position, especially with the other central defensive mid that plays with me in that position. Pushes a lot higher than I would think. So like, there was a game that I actually ended up playing with the full team instead of just with the player, and Tielemans had to sit really far back solely because the other midfielder did not stay back at all. He never stayed back. So Tielemans had to stay back the entire time. So for me to create chances, for me to do what I need to do, it's just been really difficult, and I haven't been able to pull anything off. But here in the 51st minute, we actually give away a penalty to Ibra, just a little bit of a chop block on Ibra and giving away a penalty. So here I'm thinking, all right, well, we've been playing well in the first half and in the beginning of the second half, but we give up a penalty. If we concede this, we're gonna lose. So as he steps up to the line, he actually ends up chipping it over the goal, which is, it was incredible that he actually missed that, and I was dying of laughter, to be honest. Because that's just a penalty you should never miss. He stutter step, tried to chip it, just did way too much of that penalty. He just needs to put his boot through the ball and just get the goal. But the game is going to come down to a 1-1 draw. I wanted to show you guys how the league's been going. We're 9-4 with 0 losses. Goals for, we've scored 30 goals and only conceded 4, so we're still playing incredibly well. It's such an easy league, and it's just not enjoyable to play for me. And if I struggle to get out of this team and to continue playing, and we don't do well in the Europa League, it's going to be really hard for me to continue this career mode, which depending on, I'm actually looking at dropping some of the career modes and just getting more episodes out to you guys, because although I like this weekly format, I feel like I'm not getting enough episodes out because I want to go ahead and progress through a lot of these career modes faster than I am. We may still only do the treble once a week, solely because I get through half a season in one episode, but some of my other series like Lee Sung-woo I know a lot of people are enjoying, so I want to make sure we're getting more episodes out to make sure that I'm getting enough content for the people that do enjoy that series. So haven't really decided what I'm going to do, still thinking about it. If you guys have any opinions on that, let me know down below if you think this series should stay or what other series should stay on the channel. I'm probably going to keep about 3 series going. Like I said, not Tielemans, the treble probably once a week, and then Lee Sung-woo and maybe my Abler career mode going every other day or something like that. We'll kind of see how things play out, but I think it's just better off doing it that way, and then maybe I might implement another series or bring in one of these other series every once in a while. But I kind of want to give myself a little bit of a challenge. But here in the 50th minute, that was a beautiful rocket into the back of the net, just a wonderful shot, and I was really surprised because, you know, whenever I've been playing these games, none of my teammates have really been showing that much ability, I guess, to actually do something like this. So when it happened, it was very surprising, especially against a team like Porto. I didn't really know what to expect from this game, especially after drawing against PSG. I know we had the talent to keep up with these teams, but not necessarily beat them, so I wasn't really sure what was going on. But to take the lead in the second half was really good, and made me feel a lot better about the team, and made me feel a lot better about our chances getting into the Europa League. So here in the 56th minute, they actually concede a penalty, so penalties in back-to-back games here, but for opposite sides. And I'm going to go ahead and actually get the call to take the penalty kick. So that is the one good thing about being in this squad and not being in a superstar squad, is that I'm able to take the penalties, take the free kicks, take the corners, do what I need to do, and do what I want to do. So here we managed to grab our 3rd Champions Cup goal and put us in a pretty good position. Makes me feel a lot more comfortable, and hopefully it's showing off my ability to some of the teams that might be looking for me during the January transfer window. It's always kind of difficult getting offers from teams unless you actually put yourself on the transfer list, which that in itself is very difficult, and it's going to be very difficult for me to do with this team because I am the best player on the team. The ownership's not going to want to sell me, so it's going to be very difficult for me to basically convince them to let me go, especially on a transfer list. Obviously they'll let me go if it's enough money being given out, but the chances of that are pretty slim. So we're gonna have to make sure that we make enough interest in us to have suitors actually come in. Sorry about that. The yawns are awful today, and I'm so sorry if I'm making any of you guys yawn by the end of this video, but as you see, we move up to 82 overall. The progression we've had in this series so far is insane. Training mode is definitely a little overpowered, especially when it comes to player career modes. So to be up to 82 overall, probably going to be at 83 by the January transfer window, is insane. You know, when I started this, I was 75 rated or something like that. And now we're 82, almost 83 rated. So things are going incredibly well. We're bringing up the stats really quick, and I think we're going to hit that 90 rated maybe in the next couple seasons, you guys. And that really makes me think that I can outgrow that 90 rating. I can outgrow it to maybe be the best player in the world. We'll see how things go, but that's probably where this series is going to end, is me hitting that 90 plus rating after a season. After being 90 rated, we'll probably try to go and get as high rated as possible, and that's probably where it's going to end out, unless I get an offer, you know, and just start playing around the world and just playing for really good teams. But we'll see how things go. This is definitely a work in progress, kind of oddball little series we got going on, especially with all of our other ones going on. But I've actually been enjoying it, even though I do say I don't like playing with this team and I don't like playing in the Belgium league. I do enjoy playing with Tielemans, mainly because I do enjoy that central midfield role. Hopefully the next team I go into, the central midfield role is actually a center mid, not a center defensive mid position, because it is a little disappointing playing center defensive mid and having to sit back when all I want to do is push forward and play box to box and be a part of every pass in the team, basically. So this game against Olympiacos was going really slow. I was really exhausted because I had just played a game prior to this, and I was only able to play the first half, and we weren't able to grab a goal. We had one opportunity, but that was about it. So coming out of this game at a 0-0 draw, really didn't know what to expect, but I think we did enough to make sure that we stayed in third for our group and move on into the Europa League. So after this game, I actually ended up checking the calendar, but not in this video. We are going to be playing against Liverpool in the Europa League in the first part of the competition, basically. So that is where we're going to end up if we don't get transferred out in January. So that is the end of this episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later.